Hey, this is B-Dub, and welcome to a new episode of Clear on My Head. You know, young people hate phone calls. A recent poll found 23% of people under 35 never answer the phone. They're not the only ones. So if you're calling them, you better have a good reason. 2,000 people were asked to name the most acceptable reasons for calling somebody instead of texting in 2025. And here they are. Number one, for a general chat. So you just want to catch up, or you know they're not working. But if they're under 35, you still might want to text first. Meaning, hey, are you available to talk so we can catch up? Actually, I kind of did that today with one of my buddies. Because I didn't know if he was working today or not. And I kind of went, hey, you know, when you get a chance, you know, give me a call or something. And he actually responded back saying, oh, I'll call you. How about Saturday? I'm like, that works. Anyways, moving on. Number two, to inform someone of a death. Still the type of news most of us don't want to get via text. You should never text somebody about a death. Never. The only time you should text somebody concerning that is the fact that, hey, you know, you tried to call them and you text them going, hey, call me as soon as possible. I need to tell you something that's very important. And hopefully if they're not busy, they'll call you back. Some people, they'll sit there and continue to call you until you finally answer the phone. That happens too. So it depends. The respectable thing to do, because you never know, I mean, unless you know that person, you never know really what people are doing on the other end. So a lot of times if reaching out to them via text first just to have them call you, that's probably the best way. Anyway, number three, to show support when someone's going through a tough time. Phone call is always a great thing. I mean, you can start with a text and go, hey, when you get some time, you know, give me a call. Just want to see what's going on. It's kind of like the, you know, catching up thing. You know, just wanted someone to talk to, blah, 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 you know. Number four, to wish them a happy birthday. This one, for me, I probably, you know, funny thing is, I think the only people I actually call and wish a happy birthday to is family and very close friends. Other than that, I probably text everybody else. I think I probably text happy birthday because, again, because of my schedule, when I get up in the middle of the night and stuff, a lot of times texting them happy birthday, at least that gets it out of the way, and then I can talk to them later on, which I a lot of times do that. But anyways, number five, when you're running late, like you're driving and can't text, well, of course you can't, you know, texting and driving, or you want to make sure they don't miss your text. I would say for running late, yes, especially if you're driving, call. And, you know, because especially if you're meeting up with somebody and you call them, a lot of times they'll answer the phone because they already know that, you know, you're supposed to be meeting up. So maybe something happened that way. You can kind of find out. Number six, to book things like hotel or restaurant reservations, excuse me. Yeah, a lot of people still do that. They'll call to make their reservations over the phone. I do it, you know, for me, I don't mind doing it over my phone, you know, my mobile device, or, you know, on the computer or anything like that. I've done that as well. Sometimes it's easier because you're kind of on the go. Like when we're making reservations at a restaurant, a lot of places have we can get on the wait list through either their app or their website or something. So you jump on your phone and that way it's a little bit easier, because a lot of times you can't, you know, when you're calling into a restaurant, because I've had this happen before, you can't hear them on the other end. And that drives me crazy because you don't know if they spelled your name right, you know, if they got how many people you had, and if you could hear them. So, yeah, that makes sense. Number seven, to announce positive news like, we're pregnant. Yes, calling people, especially people, you know, like family, close friends. Yes. But a lot of people nowadays, they do it on social media too, whether, you know, posting a photo saying, you know, we're pregnant or I'm pregnant or, you know, anything like that. So it kind of goes round and round with that one. Number eight, calling in sick to work. Now, that makes sense. I mean, because if any job you have, 9 times out of 10, you're going to call in. Now, I know the times that I've been, especially in this position, this time slot that I'm in, with my schedule, a lot of times I've had to go in because I'm up in the middle of the night, because usually I don't get sick until I wake up. So unless I am bedridden, I go in because I work by myself, and then I'll reach out to my manager a little bit later on and say, hey, not feeling good, go ahead and go home, blah, blah, blah. Number 9, when you're lost or trying to find someone, like if you're out somewhere trying to meet up, again, this kind of goes back to the whole when you're meeting up with somebody and you're driving, no text and driving. So yes, calling to find out where somebody is always a good thing, especially if you're on your way or something like that. Number 10, to share a negative health update. Yes, again, that's probably the best thing to do. Nowadays, truthfully to me, and this says about, people under 35 not answering the phone. A lot of times people under 35 are sharing it on social media. I hate to say that, but I said this a couple episodes ago, how you see more posts from younger people about anything, about when they took a shit, what they ate for lunch, what, taking pictures. I mean, it's just like, that's too much. You don't need to do that. I mean, not everybody needs to know what's going on in your social life. You don't have to do that. But anyway, the poll found the average adults only spend 5.5 minutes a day on the phone. Now, but if you're young, it's more like 0. Now, I kind of go in with the 35 and younger crowd because unless it's a number I recognize, I won't answer. And a lot of times, the funny thing is the way my spam filter is set up on my phone, a lot of times it sends them straight to voicemail, no matter if it's a number I recognize or not. So there'd be times that I see missed calls from somebody. I'm like, why didn't that one go through? And I have to call them back and go, sorry, I have to apologize to them. And anytime I have meetings with people, and I can turn off my spam filter, but it's still, for some reason, it still is on because it sends them directly to voicemail. I'm like, why is this thing doing this? I mean, I turned everything off, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing to have, because that way I don't get telemarketers every 5 minutes calling me or something like that. But anyways, thanks for listening to this episode of Clear Out My Head. Don't forget, you can listen to Clear Out My Head on all major podcasting platforms. Also, you can check out my podcast page on Spotify where you can listen to past episodes. Check out my social media links or leave me a message. But until next time, this is B-Dub. Thanks for listening, and I hope you join me next time as I continue with Clearing Out My Head.
The show is over.
That concludes the presentation portion.
As we say farewell to the show.
Where did the time go?
That's it. I worked really hard on this.
We shall meet again, old friend.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Sleep too good.